Hello and welcome to another Roto review. Today we've got the Zecti mini slider. So this thing arrived today. Let's dive straight in and get it unboxed. I say unboxed, but I mean unpackaged. It didn't come in a box. So let's rip that off. Don't need that. So comes in its own little carrying case. Okay, it is quite small. I didn't expect a large one. It is a mini slider, just to get that cinematic shot, especially when it comes to products and filming things in the studio is going to be great, but even just outside, a few little nice shots. We do use a gimbal, but this is when you want that real tight, smooth motion. Let's take that over there. So that's the slider, spare lug, instructions, move that over there. So, it seems very well made. I'm not sure if these are actual carbon fibre rods. I will double check. It feels like it. It does look rather nice. So that is currently locked. As you can probably see there, we've got an unlock and lock dial. So unlock that. Lovely, a little bit of a tightening on the screws and that seems nice and level. I'm going to loosen the lock and unlock dial there. Oh wow, that is very, very smooth. I am very impressed with that. Now I was told this was smooth and I wasn't sure until I thought I'd have a little play. I have been looking at some of the other sliders and I don't use a slider much. When it comes to a on-the-spot job, when you haven't got a lot of time, I generally stick to a gimbal. I've become quite skilled with a gimbal. That's for another video, but at least this one, when I've got the time, especially for YouTube, I really wanted something where I could just take my time with it. I've tried some of the bigger ones where you've got the big dials, you can get them about 1 meter long. You have a big dial and you can spin and it's on the track and the rails, the track underneath will pull it along as you spin the wheel, but I've noticed I still was going back and using my hand and just moving it along nice and smooth. I think if you've got a smooth motion with your hand and if you're in the world of cameras and filming, you do tend to develop a nice smooth motion with your camera work anyway. So I'm quite eager to have a go on this one. It comes with a screw head so you can change the size of the thread on top. I'm actually going to use this with an old tripod that I've just got lying around. It doesn't get used. I've got quite a few tripods, but this one is one of my oldest, but it does have quite a, although small, lightweight, smooth, fluid head. So the thinking behind that is to put the head on there and obviously then put the tripod underneath. So I'll bring that in now and we can have a little look. So here's the tripod legs and this is the video head I'll be using. It's nothing fancy. I say that, I think it's made by a company called Fancier. I haven't really heard of them before and I haven't heard of them since, but this tripod did the job, especially when I needed one in a short space of time. So we can screw this straight onto there. So we've now got our fluid head and we can actually get a nice range of movement even as a sideways pan. It's going to look great. Now a good test is going to be how does it handle my Sony a7 III and what has become my new favourite lens, the 28-75 Tamron. Certainly a great lens to use, but we'll talk about that one in another video. Well, I can tell you now, just by moving that along there, that is so smooth. I have actually noticed on the end, we've got some threads there which should allow us to mount it vertically on a tripod. In theory, being able to get shots that can rise up and down. I will have to have a play with that. So there we have it in position on tripod, ready to go. Look at that, absolutely fantastic. I am blown away by the quality of something that was only £45. So there's only one thing left to do now. Let's go and get some beautiful B-roll. Okay, so the Zecti slider. What can I say? For the money, it's an absolutely fantastic bit of kit. If you haven't got the luxury of a gimbal, it really should be something you should consider getting for your kit bag. Make your films just that little bit better, just a little bit of creative movement. It really does help. I really am impressed with the smoothness of this. There's one thing I will say, I did use a heavy camera, not massively heavy, it's mirrorless, but I did use the Sony a7 III with the Tamron 28-70, which has a bit of weight. Once you put that on there, it's fine if you're using all 4 rubber feet, but when it was on a tripod, it would be mounted in the center, and then there was a little bit of flex just to the edges. Something to bear in mind. It does say the rails are made of carbon fiber, but it is only £45. I think it's $50 in the US. I will put links to everything down in the description below. Something to consider adding to it, and really not expensive and definitely worth picking up. I use them for all my mounting options. They're DC38Q. You've just got a top plate and a bottom plate. One goes on the camera, one goes onto your tripod. I've even put one on the bottom of this slider. So I've got my mounting plate there, that would sit on the tripod. You literally just slide that on and just tighten it up. Quite simple, quite straightforward. Definitely worth having. As I say, I do use them for everything, right through from my gimbal, all my tripods. I think this one I'll probably generally use in the studio. There is a longer version, which I believe is a meter long. I'll put a link to that as well in the description. This one is the 40cm version. It's very impressive. The bearings, the smoothness on the rail is fantastic. You've got rubber feet for just using it on a tabletop, which is great for in-house work. Comes with a nice little pouch carrying bag. Totally fantastic. Now I did have a look for the fancier tripod that I've got, or anything similar to it. They don't sell that one anymore, but there is a newer version. Has a couple of 5-star reviews on Amazon. I'll put a link to it in the description below. That alone is worth having, just so you've then got legs for this and a tripod head that you can put on top, and straight away you're away with something that you can swap between your main tripod and this quite easily. So the Zecti 40cm mini slider gets a recommendation from me. It really is a great bit of kit to have for the price you pay. If you haven't got anything like it, especially if you haven't got a gimbal, it's worth adding just for now. It will make such a difference to your videos. I really do think it's worth adding into your kit bag, so don't hang around, make your videos better. Grab one of these and you won't be disappointed. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked it enough to subscribe. Please give a thumbs up if you did. Keep an eye out for the next video, and we'll see you next time on Roto.